Hi Riches. One quick question. Have you ever worked your butt off, ticking every box, following all the steps, and still ended up feeling stuck, drained, or even worse, disappointed with the results? Yeah, I have been there too. It is like you are doing everything right, but something just does not click. You are pushing yourself, forcing action, checking off all the to do list, but the results feel flat. So, why does this happen? Here is the surprising truth. Sometimes, even the oddest effort does not get us where we want to go. Forced action, driven by pressure, stress, and obligation, can actually slow you down. It feels like you are moving, but you are not really moving forward, if you know what I mean. But what if there was a way to make things feel easier, more exciting? What if you could actually start seeing the results you have been working for without all the struggle? That is where the inspired action comes in. Imagine working in a way that lights you up, where everything flows naturally and you are actually enjoying the ride. Sounds too good to be true? Stick around because I am about to show you how inspired action can completely change the way you approach your goals and get you the results you have been dreaming of. Curious? Ready to switch gears and start working in a way that excites you? Let us dive in and find out together. I am pretty sure setting up your goal on your drawing board, pinning up everywhere within your sight as a reminder you are doing enough. But no, that will not help you for sure. There is still something missing. I know for sure you understand where I am coming. You will guess it's all about action. Your action to move things, because nothing moves without any action. Unless you act upon something, it will not move. Newton's second law of motion states that the net force on an object is equal to object's mass multiplied by its acceleration. This means that a larger net force acting on an object results in a larger acceleration. Objects with a larger mass require more force to accelerate. So, if you want an accelerated success, you need to apply more force on you to act. It is called a forced action. Just in case, if you are lazy, not motivated, the restraining mass is heavy, and according to Newton, you need to apply greater force on you to act. You are required to toil, hustle, put in more efforts, more strain to push you forward. Newton's second law perfectly matches. Riding your bicycle is a good example of this law of motion at work. Your bicycle is the mass. Your leg muscles pushing on the pedals of your bicycle is the force. When you push and push, more power, more force and more speed. But we hear stories that however hard one works, his dream is not realized and the winning always eludes. You toil, work hard, hustle, you plan and force all actions to get the result, but in vain, because all our actions are forced actions. Forced action is action that is taken for the sole purpose of trying to make something to happen. Generally speaking, it is action you take just because you think you should be doing something. You can tell when you are doing this type of action because it feels forced. There will be no excitement and no motivation for this type of action. It is going to feel like a struggle and results are going to be few and far between. It is an awful lot of effort and you are not going to get very far even though you are working really hard. Post action occurs when you feel compelled or obligated to do something, often out of pressure, fear, or lack of internal motivation. It is driven more by external expectations or a need to complete something rather than by personal desire or inspiration. You might feel resistance or reluctance towards the task. There can be a sense of burden or dread about doing the task. You may push through because of deadlines, obligations, or external pressure, but the motivation may be fleeting. Continuous forced action can lead to exhaustion, burnout, or feelings of being overwhelmed. Doing something you have to, but don't really want to, working under tight lines with no passion for the task, or completing work to meet others' expectations. Post actions may result in completing the task, but they often feel draining and may not lead to the same quality or level of fulfillment as inspired action. Over time, relying on forced action can cause burnout or dissatisfaction. Fine. If so, is there any better actions than this? If these actions are forced, is there any other alternative actions? You may ask me. Yes, there is, and they are known as inspired action. Inspired action is not a plan of action. It is not something you think about ahead of time, where you create a list of steps to take to making your dream a reality. Inspired action arises from a place of inner motivation, creativity, and alignment with your goals or values. It feels natural, effortless, and often comes from a deep sense. It happens when you are in the flow state with high energy, as if things are unfolding with ease. You will be often driven by passion or a strong sense of purpose, like your ikigai. You enjoy the process and are excited to take the next step because the action feels aligned with your desires. You are more likely to stay motivated and persevere. Inspired actions tend to lead to a more fulfilling results and a deeper sense of satisfaction because they come from genuine interest and enthusiasm. They often produce higher quality results and are sustainable over time. Inspired action almost always accompanied by a rush of energy and feelings of excitement, enthusiasm, and joy. Working from this flow is much more productive and way less stressful than forced action. Success is hard to get by with forced action as compared to inspired action. The difference between inspired action and forced action lies in the energy, mindset, and emotional connection behind the actions we take. Both can lead to results, but the way we feel during the process and the sustainability of the results often differ. Now, having seen the power of inspired action, we will see how to cultivate and make it available at your command on demand, meaning how to bring inspired action into play instead of forced action. The problem with inspiring action is you need to be inspired. Sounds paradoxical? You need to look for internal directions and follow through the internal guidance and cultivate them for achieving your goal easier and faster than you expected. It involves shifting your mindset and approach to how you tackle tasks, goals, and challenges. Here is a practical guide on how to make that shift. Number one, take a moment to reconnect with why you started in the first place. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me? And how will achieving this make me feel? Get in touch with the emotional payoff of your goal. Number two, break down your task into smaller, more enjoyable steps. Instead of saying, I have to finish this today, think, what part of this can I dive into that excites me most right now? Focus on the experience, not just the finished line. Number three, take a moment to pause and check in with yourself before diving into your task. Ask yourself, how do I feel about this? Is this something that excites or energizes me? Your body and mind will often guide you towards what feels right. So trust that. Number four, organize your workspace. Surround yourself with inspiring people or positive content and make time for things that fill you with the energy, whether that is music, nature, or your favorite books. This will make it easier to take action that feels authentic and uplifting. Number five, allow yourself to make mistakes and learn along the way. Celebrate the process you have made, even if it is not perfect. Being kind to yourself encourages a healthier, more inspired way of working. So, there you have it. The key to lasting success is not about forcing yourself to keep going when you are burned out. It's about finding that spark of inspiration and taking action from a place of passion and purpose. It's about working smarter, not harder, and letting things flow effortlessly. Now it is your turn. Start listening to your intuition. Tap into what excites you and make room for inspired action in your life. Trust me, once you experience the magic of working in alignment with your desires, you won't look back. So, what is your next move? What is the one inspired action you can take today to move closer to your dreams? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. If this video fired you up, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a new tip to help you level up and take inspired action every single day. Remember, you have got this. Keep believing, keep taking inspired steps, and the results will follow. You are closer than you think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.